Let's go with the Repco Bathurst 1000 post shootout press conference. And again, busy room here today in the press room at Bathurst. Well done, Brodie. That was just an all-time show. But congratulations also, Cam, in particular. That middle sector was something else. And then, Chaz, you said your lap was something to be proud of. It sure was. That was just a really good shootout and thoroughly entertaining to watch. We'll start with the fact that you're joining some amazing company here. Names like Brock and Mostert as the only guys to have done it, to get 3 in a row here. Just how special is it to join that kind of company, Brodie?
Yeah, it is. It's really special. There are a lot of names that I've looked up to, so I feel really honoured to be a part of that group now. And but to be honest, I'm just focused on tomorrow. So got to have a good race car, and we've been fortunate to feel what that's like with last year. But it'll be interesting seeing how the weather plays a part in that tomorrow. There's
a beautiful shot of you and Jilly walking back up the pit lane together. Just what's it like getting to know that family and performing for them on days like today?
Oh, I feel honoured to drive for the Johnson family, and it's just it was a really good experience walking back with Jilly, and apparently DJ was way too nervous, so he went back to the room and cracked a cold one for the shootout. So I know he was definitely cheering me on. So I'm sure I'll see him later.
Well, he put his shoulder out when Scotty got pole, so maybe that was a good idea when he pushed the air. Mate, I'll leave the room in a moment for the rest of the journos to get to you, but I'll get it over to Cam. Watching that last few laps come in after your belter of a middle segment, did you think maybe you were going to hold on?
I wasn't really sure, to be honest. I knew there was a little bit of time left in it at a couple of corners, and I knew the track was going to get quicker, and a lot of them after me were making mistakes. So, I knew Brodie was going to do a big lap, and he did.
Just how much commitment was that across the top from you on that lap? It looked like everyone was having a fair dip.
It's 100%. You got to, right? If you want pole, you throw everything at it, and hopefully it sticks. And luckily it stuck, and I wasn't stuck out of a wall. So, a lot of fun, those shootouts. Obviously, lots of grip out there, good tyre, light tanks. It's a lot of fun.
Is it a good feeling climbing up a few spots, or does it sting just a teeny bit getting pipped at the end?
It's better than going backwards, I guess. But, I guess front row starts pretty cool. I would have liked to try and get pole, but front row is really good, and we just want to win tomorrow. So, yeah.
You look like you've got that focus about you this weekend, mate. Best of luck for
Thanks.
Tomorrow. Chaz, a bit more on your lap, buddy. It's a couple of Walkinshaw cars in the second row by the looks of it for tomorrow, and you guys going to be working together to find your way through the pack?
I didn't have the story like these guys where they had a little bit more in it. I felt pretty comfortable, and that was probably me tapped. But mega sector from Cam across the top. I don't know how he smoked me nearly 2 tenths across there. So I've got to go look back at what we can make our car a bit better across there. But how this weekend rolled out in the fence in practice 1, and the guys built the car, and then to get rewarded with a second row start, I'm pretty proud of the guys. So let's get into the job tomorrow and see what we got.
All right, I'm going to open this straight up, and we'll get into it here with the journos. Thank you.
Chaz, so early in the week when you put the car in the wall, did you think something like this might be possible for a race start?
I actually felt pretty comfortable in the car in practice 1. So the crash up at 2 was really bizarre. It's not very often you lock a front and then couldn't get it to clear or anything. I didn't go any later than the previous run out there or anything like that. So it was a real bizarre one for us, and very lucky where the tyres did its job. It had a bit of arm damage and cosmetic and stuff like that, but got away. I was pretty worried seeing the car wedged under the fence, and once you're starting to talk clips and stuff like that, it puts you on the back foot for the whole weekend. So obviously the car's still pretty speedy to be sitting here today. I'm pretty proud of that, and but also proud of the team. We probably didn't feel like we had a great car under us probably till end of practice 4, and then we've been chipping away from there. So we just basically getting this performance is all down to the guys in the engineering group, and they worked extremely hard.
And Mark, how'd you go as a co-driver watching the top 10 shootout for the first time?
You miss it, I'm not going to lie. Like that lap when you put the tyres on and have a crack at the track to yourself is a pretty awesome moment. But I don't know if I wanted to drive across the top like these blokes did, to be honest. That was some pretty epic laps. I thought Cam's lap was one of the best laps he's done. It's very hard to get pole position from 7th. I thought that was a mega effort to move forward. And then Brodie matched him across the top, I think 14.87 or whatever it was, that micro. That's big. So couple of big boys here, so well done to them. But yeah, you missed it. But it's good to watch, isn't it? The sport is bloody cool at the moment, and you don't know who's going to get pole, and that was pretty good to watch.
Brodie, the car's obviously really quick over one lap. How are you feeling about your chances tomorrow? You seemed sceptical yesterday on your prospects for the race without the engine upgrade. Do you still feel that way?
Oh, I think we'll just let tomorrow play out and see and go from there.
Now that there is this paper out there with it being proven that the Camaro has an advantage at altitude, does that change the way you feel about any of your previous achievements here?
I've spoken about this on Lucky Dog, so if you want to go back and go through my podcasts, or if anyone wants to go look at the podcasts, it's on YouTube, Spotify, Apple. I also had a chicken sandwich for lunch, and I reckon they went a bit too heavy on the aioli, so I might tune that up for tomorrow.
Fantastic. Cam and Chaz, any thoughts from you guys on the parity situation and your chances for tomorrow?
Chaz can start.
He's got a Toyota, so he'll just...
I think it's all perfect. That's great. We'll see what the Supra comes in like. But no, look, it's one of the things we've spoken about the last couple of years here, and definitely last year seemed to be a bit of a struggle in the race on the forward side of the camp. But even in our garage, it seems to be even struggling to be as fast as some of the other Fords out there. Like, I'm still losing 10th and a half to Brodie's thing. So either he's got some special Ford rocket motor that they've kept aside for him, or we've our setups generally draggy. I don't know, but I've been 25th, 26th in a straight line all week. So yeah, we'll see how tomorrow plans out and go from there. I even tried to make the car a bit skinnier in practice one, but didn't seem to work that well.
Yeah, I guess the last 2 years in qual trim, it hasn't really been that big of a problem, but we get into the race and that's where the problem lies. So I don't know, mate. Hopefully we get in the race and it's not as big of a problem as we think it is. But yeah, obviously they've proved that there is an issue there. So nothing I can do about it right now, but to tighten my belts and make up some more time over the top of the mountain and block like block.
And Todd, do you know if you're going to start the race tomorrow? And if so, how are you feeling about that, given what happened at the bend?
Oh, what happened at the bends in the past. But yeah, ready for tomorrow if I do start the race. It's something that we have spoken about internally. So yeah, don't 100% know what the plan is just yet. But no, I'm ready for it. I'm excited. You know, Brodie's done a fantastic job so far, and I'm certainly feeling comfortable in the car as well. And I'm sure what I did at the bend was just a little bit of a doozy. I won't do that again. You learn from your mistakes and you press on. So certainly not looking back, just looking forward to the race tomorrow, and aiming to try and do what we did last year. We had, we've got a great team around us. Brodie's in form. I feel like I'm in tip-top shape myself and confident behind the wheel. Put a lot of emphasis on our race car. So how tomorrow pans out, we don't know, but that's the beauty of this great race, and just looking forward to the challenge.
I guess to anyone who wants it, given the straight line talk, I mean, would you welcome rain for tomorrow?
Yes.
Yeah, I think rain would be awesome. Yeah, bring it on.
I don't care, mate. Whatever. I'll just drive it.
Brodie, so that was the 150th pole for Dick Johnson Racing. I know you're sort of a bit of a motorsport historian and whatnot, and know the background of the team. Like, that's pretty cool to have achieved that.
Yeah, it is. I didn't actually know that, so thank you very much. Yeah, that's a really cool moment. So, yeah, for me, I'm just already thinking about tomorrow. So,
and clearly, I mean, I know the focus is tomorrow, but you were very emotional there. When you got across the line, it obviously means a lot to you.
Yeah, definitely. It was. It's a real honour to drive for this team. So it's comes with added, I guess, pressure, and that of being trying to join some like I said earlier, some heroes of mine and some legends of the sport of going for 3 in a row. So it was definitely a pretty emotional moment, and probably wasn't one of my better laps. So Cam set such a good benchmark early, and honestly I think that's why. A lot of people made mistakes because they knew it was a really good effort. So kudos to those guys. They'll definitely be fast tomorrow.
Brodie, Cam and Chaz locked into the finals. Best case scenario, lap 159, you're running second. don't have to worry about finals or championship. You're just going to throw it out there, no risk, all risk.
Oh, I'm taking the ski jump at Conrod. Just going to cut it like iRacing.
Chaz?
Does that actually work?
It does, mate. You should
Does
try
it?
it. I think Fab's had a crack one year.
That didn't end well.
I couldn't even make it in the top 20 in E-Series, so I'll be no good with that. Look, you always have a crack. We'll send it out there, but you also got respect that if you're in the first and second, you've kind of been duking it out all day, then probably the guy that's going to get across first is probably the ones that deserves it. So we'll leave all the Biffo Barjo to the finals.
And Cam, an extension to that, we're all nerds in here trying to get headlines. Are you sick of us asking about trying to get that first win?
Yeah. We'll try again tomorrow, mate. So we've prepared really well. We've got a fast car. Frosty's doing an awesome job. We'll see what the day brings.
To the co-drivers, the Thursday co-driver session was heavily interrupted by rain, and we saw a lot of co-drivers elect to sit inside the garage and play it safe. Do you feel like those co-drivers who did go out in the wet conditions will have an advantage should the rain come during one of their stints tomorrow?
I reckon for sitting in the garage.
I'm going to say I went out in the wet to blow the cobwebs off, so I'm ready for tomorrow.
Frosty?
Yeah, we'll see what happens, mate. See what happens. If it rains, put wets on, put your wipers on and have a crack. We've driven here enough in the wet. We've driven the cars enough in the wet. Driven on this tyre, so I don't have to be here on Thursday. It's tomorrow that counts. So
Don't forget your heated windscreen, mate.
So heated windscreen, all that sort of
But
whatever.
I think
So we'll be right. We'll be right tomorrow.
I think for Todd and I don't think I'm talking out of school, but we haven't driven on the wet before, so the new wet especially. So I think it was a good opportunity yesterday to get out there on Thursday. Get out there and have a feel and see what it's going to be like in the rain.
Frosty, pivoting away from main game for a bit, we saw Tickford, Ryland Gray getting the Super 2 round win. Tickford now have more round wins than any other team in the history of the Super 2 series. You must be really proud to have played such a big role in that team over the past few months.
Yeah, those boys have been unbelievable, and I think even Lockie's lap in quali, both laps, what did he do at 4.6 today, and he was disappointed because he lost 3/10 over the top, so he could have done a low 4 today, and that's like these guys are auditioning for the big job, you know. So they're really good kids. They're working well together, and they're top 4 in the points, top 4 in the rounds, and they're sharing it around. You know, one day Lockie wins, next day Roland wins. Nash could have won today if he didn't make a mistake at the chase. So it's not, you know, teams favour a driver sometimes, and in those junior programs you see someone excel, but we've got 4 genuine contenders every time they roll out. So. Yeah, they're really good, and the guys tomorrow are going to learn a lot too. You know, Ryland and Lockie in the wild card, they'll be obviously starting at the back, but you know, don't be surprised to see them pop up somewhere throughout the day. And they're young, but they've got experience, so they're a good bunch of young kids, and they'll be sitting here one day telling their story of the Bathurst win. You know, they've got a big future ahead of them.
We've heard Ryland's name come up a little bit over the weekend. Still your season rumours for a seat next year. Is he ready to make that step up in the main game next year?
I heard Chaz is going to SCT next year, so I've heard lots of rumours going on. So we asked Chaz, he said no, so I may as well start another rumour. Hey Chaz, but no, look, everyone talks this time of year. It's silly season, isn't it? And that's what you know. We've seen Percat announce his retirement during the week. You see young guys getting called, but the hard part is now they all need money, and that's really hard with the sport. You know, I think. When we were younger and Chaz and, you know, a couple of us guys coming through, you could get in, but now you often need to bring a checkbook, and that's why there's a lot of, you know, people wait to see what deal they can get done. So hopefully they end up somewhere, Ryland and Lockie. Even Nash has potential too, and, you know, who knows? They deserve a spot for sure on the grid, but where they land, who knows?
Chaz, Fabs, obviously tomorrow you're saying next to the sister car of Woody and Juice and the team, they haven't really had the 2 horses in the race at Bathurst for a few years now in terms of going for 2 cars that can have a genuine chance of winning. The team must be really excited to enter this race tomorrow with 2 cars that can have a real chance of winning the race.
Yeah, I think collectively as a group, you know, everyone's been working hard and the cars have been close all weekend. So it's a credit to Ryan and Juice. They've been doing a good job. And I think especially for Woody's first shootout here at Bathurst to be in the second row is pretty impressive. So he's been very strong in qualifying this year, which is great for him. But, you know, we start alongside. So it's nice to have two WAU cars up there.
Yes, especially for me, Ryan's been a standout on this new soft tyre in qualifying trim for most of the year. He's definitely got a lot better tally against me than what I've had against him. So learning a lot from him, especially coming into this weekend and how our cars need prep and all that kind of stuff, and a lot of focus on that. And he's been awesome to work with this year and see his craft. So, yeah, like Fab said, to see him get into shootout, you see the emotion he has, how much he wants this. It's really cool to see a young guy just kicking his goals. But he'll be hard to beat as well tomorrow if that car's under him. And we've seen those sprint rounds this year as well. He leaves nothing left on the table. And, it's cool for the WAU to have 2 contenders in there tomorrow and see if we can get after these other 2 boys here.
Brodie, I'm Todd. I got the last question. I don't listen to many podcasts, but this week you look like the bloke who's been carrying the weight of the world on you. Are you looking forward to tomorrow morning and just clearing the whole thing and being a race car driver for the whole day? What's your mood going into tomorrow? Forget the whole lot and just go for it?
Oh, for me, it's easy to tell the truth. So it's having been carrying the weight of the world. So I'll just get stuck into tomorrow.
And?
That's it.
Thank you.
Brodie, you do have an amazing ability to compartmentalise the things that happen around you off track and then go and do the job. How do you do that?
Great mentor of mine, Paul Morris. He taught me a lot, so pretty lucky to have him in my corner.
All right. Just a couple quick last ones about the finals. Cam, Thomas is floating around the bubble right on the edge there. It would be huge for Tickford to have 2 cars in, but it would be great for you to have an ally as well in the finals. If you find yourself in a position to help Thomas lock in, would you help him?
If I'm not going to win the race, yeah, probably going to help him for sure. So it'd be awesome to have Tommy in the finals. It's obviously pretty close with those few cars getting in, and we're helping each other through the year. So whatever we've got to do to get him in, we'll do it.
How about you, Chaz? Ryan's looking a bit safer in that finals charge, but would you do the same as Cam?
Look, I'm just focused on getting the best result for us tomorrow and go from there. So it's one of them ones, just got to see how the race pans out. It's the biggest race of the year. There's weather on the horizon. I'm just hoping it's one of them old ding-dong battle Bathurst where wasn't quite like a awesome win last year, but I hope it puts a bit of pressure on in the pits tomorrow and the race side of things and strategy and making those right calls, because they're the favourite Bathurst that we love to watch back.
Yeah, totally agree. I got a good feeling about tomorrow, so we'll see you all back here for the big one.